Broadcasting from somewhere in the Hollywood Hills.
You have arrived. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast or at Nick Drago or at Desiree Robbins.
We are available on iTunes to be downloaded for absolutely free. You can also check us out on the web at infinitedancecast.com.
That's right. And if you don't mind, take a moment and give us a little review on iTunes.
No, don't mind it all if you do. Because all we need, you don't even have to write it. They just put a couple of 5 stars.
That'd be fine.
And what it does is, look, this is free, a free service that we're providing.
Right.
Listener
Correct.
supported. So, that will help us with our, I'm just tongue-tied right now.
Our rating.
Our rating.
And it'll help us get up and get more.
What's the word? I feel like we're on $25,000.
Oh my gosh. Give it to me.
It's like we're our appearance, our presence. I said the word. Now we can't win the money.
So presence.
It helps our
Ding,
that's right.
presence.
That's right.
And the other thing is you could also talk about the guests that we've had on, maybe your favorite show.
Yep.
I think you can get creative.
You can totally tweet us for that too.
Yeah, baby.
So we have a fantastic guest.
An in-studio guest. I love these in-studio guests.
Don't you?
I do. And I got the pleasure of working with her for the first time this summer. Mm-hmm. And it is Brooke
Paulsen-Zelus.
Yes. I was going to let you go for that. Within 5 minutes, I mean, she's just so great to work with.
She's like a beam of light.
Just approachable and just great energy. She's great. So I'm excited. I know you worked with her.
I worked with her on the New Year's show for Kevin and Marcel Wilson, and Brooke Paulsen, of course, was the associate choreographer there, and she was just awesome, dude, on it. And it's cool because she's someone that is really respected. Like when she steps in the studio, all the dancers that the three of them hire, are very respectful, and they know what she wants. Some choreographers are very much like, whatever. She's like, okay, here's our goal. This is what we have to get this done.
Right.
She just said to me before a while back that we just don't have time to play around and workshop things. Everything is set. Right. So all the steps are set, all the choreography is set, all of the blocking is set. Right. And this is actually a job that I did when I first moved out to Los Angeles.
Oh, really? Okay.
And Brooke wasn't with them just yet. But,
I see.
It's a hard job, but it's one of those jobs that keeps you on your game, and they do not tolerate people being late.
Well, you shouldn't.
And they shouldn't.
Right. If you're 15 minutes, if you're on time, you're late.
Yeah. 15 minutes early is 15 minutes late.
I remember, we talk about that all the time. She's very talented. I know I got to see her teach tap and work tap, but she's well-rounded. Right. Her mother was a studio owner, so she grew up in that environment, which is great. So she's trained in everything. Yeah. Which probably makes her a really great person to work with because she can multitask in many different genres of dance. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? That's hard. That's hard to be trained in. Like, personally, well, you're the same way.
Yeah, but, it's hard because sometimes you don't feel like... You feel like a jack of all trades and master at none, whereas some people just focus on only tap, or only jazz, which I kind of envy sometimes.
Well, but you then wouldn't work as much, probably.
Probably.
And probably same for her. Yeah. You can switch things up, and if they need, you're very, that's why we tell everyone to constantly take everything and train in everything.
Mm-hmm. You better believe it, sister.
Because it will make you work more.
Well, you never know, because she's going to get here and talk about her journey to Los Angeles. Right. And through people named Redder and people named Gilbert.
Yes. And, names everyone should know.
Yeah, absolutely. So... It's interesting when she tells her story how she ends up where she is today. Yes. And that all comes from being a well-rounded dancer.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
And not being afraid to, it's making connections, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And that's, going to conventions and not being afraid to go up to the teacher and say, hey, I want to work with you.
Hey, let's do it. Yeah.
So... It's a good interview. I'm so glad you're all with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And by now we have gotten rid of the Olympics hangover. Hopefully.
Yes. We had a good time watching that.
I still think about it. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird. I have great footage of you in the hotel room on that one gig we did this summer.
Doing a dive.
Diving into the pool with your shower cap hat on.
Well, that was my swim cap.
At some point, your swim cap, yes. You thought you were Michael Phelps? Or
I have long arms.
Yeah, it worked. I might at some point have to post that on Infinite Dance. I got to edit it a little. Well, and it was great. We were a little bored at midnight because we couldn't sleep.
Yeah, and just screaming at the top of our lungs like, "Come on, USA!"
It was. I'm surprised we didn't get any complaints from our neighbors.
Well, they would be un-American if they did, because we're cheering on our team.
Oh man, the Olympics was a good time.
I had fun.
It's sad when you think it's going to be 4 more years until we see it, but we get 2 years and then winter.
And in the winter.
But and
then we get Shaun White.
Yes.
Shaun White and some other people.
Some other people.
It doesn't really matter if you place or not in the Olympics, because to me, because you've achieved this wonderful thing. You're still
an Olympian.
And if you're from America, like I love the American Olympians. Like, yes. I will love them no matter what. But I do want them to get gold.
I know you do.
And everything.
Or at least medal. Which is interesting. It's great for all the listeners and dancers out there. Remember, there is only first, second, and third.
Right.
And the Olympics is proof of that. And that doesn't mean because you don't get first, second, or third that you're not amazing.
But if you get second, that means you are the first loser. So win that gold.
Ooh,
USA. USA.
All right. Let's go into music picks from that.
That's where I'm supposed to say I'm just kidding, but I'm not. Let's do this.
Right. All right. My first pick for episode 61 is entitled Let Me Love You. Nick, let me love you.
Okay.
That is featuring Sophia Cruz, Sophia. Cruz is Cruz. The artist on that is PK Project. Just the letter PK Project. How do you like that?
I love it.
Okay. And my second one is Feel So Close. I love the radio edit of this song. There's a lot of different mixes of it. The artist on that is Calvin Harris. Harris. Feel So Close. Calvin Harris. Get the radio edit. It's a good one for class. Okay. And my third and final pick, this is one that goes out to everybody that thinks hard to find hip-hop and slow songs that don't have naughty words and things like that.
Are you about to give us a hip-hop song?
Well, it could be. Okay. Because everybody says, what do you use for hip-hop? And I think you got to sometimes go old school.
Okay.
So I'm going old school with Brick House.
Hey!
I can't sing it.
No, you can't.
Okay. But that obviously is the Commodores. And if you don't know that song or who the Commodores are, you were born recently.
Or you've never been to a wedding.
Well, there you go.
Right. Or a bar mitzvah.
It's a great tune because it's got all that great arrangement with the horns and,
Oh, it's so good.
It is so good. And you're going to want to get that off the Commodores Best Hits Volume 1. You can check out a lot of their stuff, though. A lot of the Commodores. Because Doug used to use some of their other stuff, Doug Caldwell, in class.
He was part of the Commodores, wasn't he? Just kidding.
Well, I don't know about that. Anyway.
He would have been good in the Commodores, though.
I mean, don't you think, though, Brick House, could you use it as hip-hop?
Sure, why not? Yeah, see how we didn't articulate?
And, by the way, there was a remake of it in a recent movie. Wasn't it? Anyway, it was a cartoon movie. Check it out. Just go on iTunes and search it.
Okay, good.
Sorry, Nick. I took some time.
It's okay. Number one for me, 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins. I used to love these guys.
You used to?
I still do. Number two, I don't remember why I chose this, because I chose this, to be honest, with our listeners and you. I chose this song like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's called That Man by Caro Emerald, C-A-R-O, and then Emerald like the city. So I don't even remember what the song sounds like, to be quite honest with you.
That's hilarious.
Sorry. Number three for me, this is because I love it so much.
Okay.
The Olympic theme song.
Oh,
by Le
there's your connection.
By Le Orchestra Cinematique.
That would be a great song to use in competition.
Dude, I have it as my ringtone.
I know you do.
Watch, call me. Do you have your phone? Janae, call me. Oh, now we can't do it. Okay.
When are you going to change it?
Never.
Hey,
Hey.
We're going to be right back. I think I see Brooke coming.
Oh, there she is.
There she
Over
is.
the hills and through the brook. Or over the brook? Is it through the... Oh, it's through the woods and around the brook. At any rate.
At any rate, I don't know what you're talking about. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
We'll be right back with Brooke Paulsen-Zelus.
Flow 40 Dance Workshops is the nation's premier in-house dance experience. We come to you and offer dancers a personalized workshop in the comfort of their own studio. Build a customized schedule to best suit your student needs. Our faculty work in every facet of the entertainment industry. And now, for a limited time, Desiree Robbins is in the mix. Book her for your next workshop. We're available for booking year-round. Visit flow40dance.com or call 818-985-7005 for more information. Flow 40 Dance Workshops. Work hard, dance strong.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast or at Nick Drago, but especially at Desiree Robbins.
What book are you reading these days? Well, I'm into one now called The Life and Times of Paulsen-Zelus. It's a smash hit. It's full of action, adventure, and the love of dance. Our next choreographer should be a total jerk because she's so good, but she's not, which makes you hate her even more because she's hilarious too. But so it's a lose-lose, so you gotta love her. She is one of the creative minds behind numerous Vegas hotel New Year's Eve performances, including the Rio, Bellagio, Aria, and more. Recently, her work has been seen on Dancing with the Stars with a tribute to the late, great James Brown. See, she herself is never late, but she is always great. Please welcome the infinitely talented Brooke Paulsen-Zelus.
Yay! Thank you.
You did good. You were a little nervous. That was a great intro.
I was almost a little overzealous.
You were schwitzing a little.
Schwitzing.
Yes.
My sweat sprays.
Sprays.
I've had some of that sweat.
Yeah.
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 That sounded different.
Let's clarify.
Yes. We worked together for the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and you are so good.
Oh.
And like literally...
Tell us about the show, because, the audience will want to know, what does this mean?
Yeah, so you and Kevin and Marcel Wilson.
Yeah, they're the head choreographers. I'm their associate. I started out as their assistant. And we've been doing New Year's Eve shows for like 4 or 5 years. I've been working with them about that long. And we were so lucky that we had to split up last year, and Kevin was working on Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey's, and then Marcel and I were working on we worked on the New Year's Eve show, and I needed an assistant because we had 1 week we had 2 different shows to set
oh my
at the same
gosh
time.
Right.
So and we're dealing with like 30 to 40 performers.
Oh my goodness.
A stage in the round usually, and Nick came and saved the day.
Nick is very good at that, isn't he?
I know. And then he had to lift this one.
Oh, no. Brooke is silly. Like,
she looks amazing.
Chunky monkey.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally svelte.
Dude, and I gotta tell you, I was so nervous to work with her because I was afraid she's gonna be like this major, hardcore person. Mean.
She probably gets the work done, but I worked with her and we were like BFF in like 10 minutes.
We're biffles.
Dude, well, and you guys are both the same kind of choreographers in which you just want it done. Like, you're gonna give the direction, just do it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's not that big of a deal.
No fuss, no muss. Let's do it.
But, I mean, one thing about Brooke is that, like, she's so organized. You should see her binders.
I love it.
Well, that comes from working with Kevin and Marcel, too. Like, well,
you had a lot going on, so you gotta...
And they've trained me, and, like, I worked with, Al Gilbert, who's, like, a grandfather to me, and he really taught me how to be organized, and Daryl Redder. And then my mom, she's crazy. You want to talk about organized. She prepares for 2 hours for one beginner class. I mean, she's ridiculous.
That is why she's great, though.
That's why she's
And that's
amazing.
why you're great. I mean, that's most people do not do that anymore.
No.
They just walk in and wing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very admirable.
No, she's a great teacher. She takes it very seriously. So.
And let's talk, since your mom is here.
She is. She's outside, though.
Yeah, that's
soaking
okay.
in the
That's
sun.
okay. She's in the California sun, so she's enjoying herself.
Yeah.
But tell us where you came from and what life was like growing up, with your mom as a studio owner's daughter.
Studio rat.
It can be a tough one.
Well, I was a convention brat. Like, I came out to LA all the time. I actually just confessed to Desiree that I used to take class with her at Joe's. Joe's class, Joe
Nice.
Drain. And I'd be like, oh, there's Desiree. There's Desiree Robbins, you guys. Actually, I was by myself, so I was just talking to myself about Desiree. Because I was always by myself. You know, I was like the only one who wanted to come out and take, and it was pretty.
Because you knew you wanted it.
I did. I was on fire. Like, I was on fire. And I still am about things, but I sometimes, you know, I think that's my mission when I go and teach.
Yeah.
Is to inspire the fire. Oh, hey, that's like that's a thing. That
what, a saying?
My saying. Inspire
the fire?
Yeah. Hashtag inspire the fire.
I love that. Now, here's my question, though. So you liked Desiree. Did you ever go up and talk to her? Did you all ever have an exchange of verbal...
We hugged.
You know?
We hugged it out. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I was actually... It's funny because I'm shy, but I'm not. Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense? Like,
yes.
There's sometimes where I'm just shy and I let that's why I like dancing. I let it speak for me.
Sure.
Like, I wasn't shy when I danced, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes I can be shy and I'm like, I know you probably think I'm mean, but I just don't really I don't know what to say to you, you know? And then once you get to know me, I'm like, you know.
Yeah, when you get up in front of everybody when we were doing New Year, I mean, you were just like, you should see this girl spring into action. The stakes are so high. I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I can't do my hips like that. And then, like, she's got 18 things going on in her head. She's thinking about Kevin's stuff on the other side of town while she's teaching Doug Pinnicus how to do a stick and hip fighting. I mean,
wow.
Doug,
now, did you hire Vegas dancers, or do you bring your own crew? How did that work?
Mandalay Bay is all Vegas dancers, but what am I? Atlantis, Bellagio, and Aria are all LA dancers for the most part.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I mean,
you're really giving them some work.
So
and singers. Totally. We have to set the singers too. I mean, I left Nick for a whole day pretty much with the dancers because the singers came in and I had to teach all the
of course.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, if you want to find Brooke and hire her to come into the studio, I just thought I would do this really quick. Choreography, anything like that. Facebook is where we want them to find you.
Brooke Paulsen.
Brooke Paulsen, and that is Brooke with an E.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my dog is my picture. So don't get scared because she's really good looking, you guys.
Well, you're really good looking.
Well.
Whoa.
Hey.
It's Nick and you,
I think, inspire the fire. I just started it.
Inspire the fire.
That is your slogan now.
It is now.
That's really good, actually.
Okay, so
I kind of like that.
I do too.
We should get t-shirts.
The music.
Man, that 8 minutes went fast.
Dude, okay.
I'm hot.
I know. Dude,
we're heating up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. We'll be right back.
Ooh.
As dance teachers, we spend countless hours editing music. Save time with professional audio engineers. Professional music edits for competition start as low as $49. Clean cuts at affordable rates. Give your dancers a leg up on the competition. Email them for a quote. Visit dezworld.com. That's DEZ world.com for more details.
Yo, this is Nick Baga, and you're listening to Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Hey, Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast or at Nick Drago or at Desiree Robbins.
Okay, we're here with the fantastically talented Brooke Paulsen-Zelus, and that's Z-E-L-U-S, by the way.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you give a lot of dancers jobs, and I have a feeling you probably don't think about how much you positively affect someone's life, because these jobs are a staple in many dancers' lives out here in Los Angeles.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, all of us want to go on and be backup for Christina Aguilera or, star in our own Step Up or 1500 or whatever.
Right.
I mean?
Well, we should all be a star in Step Up.
Step Ups, which is great, which Catherine McCormick is amazing. Great girl.
I'm looking to try to star in Bring It On.
I want that.
That series.
I would like that. I would like
We
a lot
say
of
bring
fists.
it on.
I would like a lot of donuts. And, okay, never mind. You got to be here to see me.
We don't have video. We don't have that much budget.
So basically, we always want that, but as a young dancer period, when you come to LA or go to New York or whatever, you have to be willing to do things. Now, not things outside of your morals. Okay, don't do that.
Right,
you have to know who you are and things like that. But New Year's Eve, we hire. I mean, I don't do as much of the hiring or the picking. I make suggestions, but again, I'm the associate choreographer. So Doug Johnson, who owns E Plus Productions, he picks and the clients, and then Kevin and Marcel. So we hire 100 dancers.
That's great.
That's not including go-go's, which we do like maybe 16 go-go's per show.
Wow, that's great.
So, I mean, there's cast of 200. We have singers. We have 3 to 4 or 5 singers each show. It's a lot. And you have to, and it's not maybe the greatest amount of money, but it's pretty good. And honestly, you get to work with Doug and Marcel and Kevin and me, I think, and then Nick. And we're people who are respectful because that's what I want to be like. Yeah. That's who I want to... those are the kinds of jobs that I want to pass on through people, and the kind of person that you can be in dance.
You can be respectful. You said you give feedback?
Yeah. Yeah, some of if any of the dancers from New Year's listen to this, they're going to start laughing. I go up to everyone after the show and I'm like, listen, you're really beautiful, but you're lazy. I need energy.
I love it.
I need you to give me energy, and people, you're going to get hired more if you have this, and you're always on top of it. Listen, you're really great, but you're late all the time. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Right.
You need to pull it together. Right. And I'm honest, and I'm like, I wish that people had been honest with me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I try to do.
Well, that's
I'm not trying to hurt people.
No, but in this world, we need this because we have so much, we don't want to hurt feelings in this and that. And it really is not about that. It's about the job.
Yeah, what happened to first, second, and third place?
Right.
That's all you got. If there were 10 people in your category when I started competing and you didn't get first, second, or third, you went home with nothing. You didn't even get a ribbon. You got the critique, and hopefully next year you'd be better.
That's so true. So I think I like the precedents you're setting with that. We need more people like this, and that's the honest truth. And Helene, who was on our last show, kind of said the same thing. Yeah.
She's been honest with me. Yeah. It hurt.
Yeah.
She's honest.
But you appreciate it.
I get it now. Yeah. Sometimes when you're younger, too, you don't have the experience to really understand what
and separate that
the gold
from,
that you're getting. You don't really know
take it too personal.
And you're good because you can take it a step further because they can't be mad at you because in rehearsal you are very clear with what you want, your vision. I expect you to be on time. I expect you to know your stuff from the day before, and I expect you to really just come in here and give me your all.
Yeah, I'm upfront.
Leave the rest at the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do this job. And time is money.
And let's have fun, too. I mean...
absolutely. You can always have fun.
But if you do these things for me, then we can have fun.
We can have fun. I know. We're going to be in a struggle here.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
Okay, so you're working on the circus now.
I am. This year I get to work with Kevin Wilson and do Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus.
So cool.
That's so
cool. You have a glowing smile right now. Is that something you've always dreamed of doing?
Well, I didn't know, but last year, it was such a great year to do New Year's Eve. Last year I got to meet Nick. Nick got to work with me. It was so great.
It was a lot of fun.
We set a show on my own together. Mostly in the past I'd be working with Kevin or Marcel or either of them. So this year I got to do, Aria.
So you never know what's going to happen, dancers. You can go in as an associate and at some point you're taking it over. And you never know how your career is going to go. That's such a good lesson.
And don't be afraid. This will segue us into tap. Don't be afraid to do what you do. I met Kevin and Marcel because I was teaching tap on a convention.
Really?
And we just started talking, kind of like how I did with you, Desiree, in Chicago.
Right.
Oh, and I'll say this. Thank you, Jason Meyer.
Absolutely. Big ups to
Jason Meyer.
at Jazz with Jason. That's his Twitter.
So, and that's how I met them, is by teaching tap. They liked the way I teach, and they thought, hey, maybe she should try and assist us for a while. And that's how it came about.
That's awesome.
When you stop, and I always fought tap because I do more than just tap. Yeah, I do more than just tap.
Trained in everything.
Jazz, hip hop, contemporary lyrical is what I really lyrical. And tap. But tap, when I came out to LA, nobody did a lot of tap, especially females. Now that it's growing, it's different now. A lot of people are tapping now in LA. But when I came out, it was just small groups of us.
Right.
And so everybody knew me as the tapper. and it was really frustrating because I'd be like, well, I, did great in Janet. It was between me and Lori Sposit for this tour. Or it was, and so it was really, it was a struggle for me because I also saw myself dancing behind an artist or doing tours or doing movies and things like that.
And people were kind of pegging you as...
Yeah. But once I stopped resisting it and I was like, I'm going to teach, which I resisted for a while because my mom's a teacher. This is what happened. I met people I really care about, I get to work with, and now I'm working with the circus.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And tap, there's so many kids that I go across the country, okay, who takes tap? And less are raising their hand, which really is sad to me.
Yeah.
We only could take tap and ballet. We didn't get to take jazz or hip hop or anything until we were like 14.
10. Oh, I was like 10.
I was
or 11.
Little older than you,
Just 2 seconds.
But there's so many things, whether you're going to be a tapper or not, the musicality, knowing, just there's so many things that come, rhythm, tap, it's like
doing
crazy.
auditions, I can tell people who have taken tap, and I'm not saying that you have to do tap like I do tap or Jason Samuel Smith or Chloe Arnold or any of them. Yeah. But take tap because if you can't hear da-ga-da-ga, ba-doom, ga-ga, if you can't hear that, and you can't do that with your body, then you can't work. It can't work with you.
Right.
Kevin and Marcel are very musical and very rhythmic. So
well, and you've worked.
Most choreographers are.
You've done some work with Greg Russell's Tap Sounds Underground.
I have. Oh, I was a baby. I came out right away and auditioned. And my audition was
Here I go.
It was. I was the baby. I had diapers on. I was 17. I was at 17. Still.
But I mean, that's no joke.
Yeah.
He is no joke.
So you auditioned and got in.
I did an improv audition, which growing up, I didn't do improv.
I'm already nervous.
That makes me want to throw up.
I did throw up. It was the first time I ever did improv.
You did throw up?
Growing up? No.
Oh.
It sounded good, though.
I was going to say, that would be...
Thanks for taking... I'm trying to keep you excited and interested.
I am excited. What, should I look over my phone?
No, tell us about this, because that's coming out at 17.
Yeah.
And saying, okay, I'm putting myself out there. And you had to improv.
And I was like with Becca Schweitzer and Rod Howell. Which, if you don't know Rod Howell, he is my favorite by far tap choreographer of all time. He's brilliant.
Really?
Lyrical tap, contemporary tap. That's him. In my opinion, he was really he was at the precipice of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some East Coast people that were doing that stuff too, but I'm going to talk about LA.
And what you know. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So, but Rod, all of that stuff, floor work and tap. You're like, what? He's amazing. So, but there are all these people watching, they're so good. And all I did was like a lot of split riffs, and like slides and split riffs. And I wanted to die. I was like, this was awful. But I had to. Every tap audition I've done has been improv.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone. Maybe just one wasn't, right?
Because sometimes they're hip-hop choreographers and they're like, just freestyle tap.
They want to see.
Really? How'd you get this jab?
So how long were you with that company?
Probably like 7 years. Like the last few years, it was just doing some shows here.
Pickup shows.
Yeah, but we trained for a while. We really wanted to tour, but it just, it's hard funding and trying to find all that stuff. But I grew a lot.
Well, you assisted Al Gilbert. Is that just like... Do you have that in bold on your resume? You should.
Well, I would have a shirt that says assistant to Al Gilbert. I was 11 when I met Al Gilbert formally, and I started assisting him then. And it was funny because he'd always we were goofing around. I was with Daryl, and we were all touring on Stepping Tones, is what it was called.
Yes.
It's called Music Works. So a little shout out for Daryl Redder and Doug Schaefer. Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, don't worry.
We're going to come. Can you stay 5 more minutes?
Okay.
Let's
5 more minutes.
Continue this.
Okay, good. So we call that a cliffhanger. That would be great. Everybody drink some water, stop sweating. Go text your friend, tell them to listen to this interview. Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. We'll be right back.
Flow 40 Dance Workshops is the nation's premier in-house dance experience. We come to you and offer dancers a personalized workshop in the comfort of their own studio. Build a customized schedule to best suit your student needs. Our faculty work in every facet of the entertainment industry. And now, for a limited time, Desiree Robbins is in the mix. Book her for your next workshop. We're available for booking year-round. Visit flow40dance.com or call 818-985-7005 for more information. Flow 40 Dance Workshops. Work hard, dance strong. Are you a dance company, teacher, choreographer, producer, or director looking to market yourself for your current projects?
Do you need just a little extra push to get the word out?
The answer is yes, Desiree. They do.
Nick, how do you know what they need?
I know our listeners. They need our help to spread the word about their shows, projects, and whatever else they have going on. And guess what, Desiree?
What, Nick?
It just so happens that we have the airtime just for them.
That's right. We have ad space available for you. We have both 30 and 60-second spots available for you.
Get the word out to the entire United States and countless other countries. Did he just say countless other countries? Yes, he did. Infinite Dancecast has audiences all across the world, including Canada, China, Japan, the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Romania, Australia, Denmark, Brazil, the Philippines, Mexico, and more. But I won't say the others because they're too hard to pronounce.
Email us at info@infinitedancecast.com for more details. Subject line, advertise.
Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast, giving you a voice worldwide.
Hola, mi nombre es Miguel Zárate, and you are listening to Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast.
Hey, welcome back. We've managed to keep Brooke around for the last segment of the show. Make sure you follow us, Infinite Dancecast, on Twitter at iDancecast or at Nick Drago or at Desiree Robbins.
I mean, she's done everything. She's performed with Pink, Cisco, Paulina Rubio, Tattoo, featuring the Pussycat Dolls. I mean, she's all over the place. You would never be able to peg her in one place in her career. But right now, we're talking about the fantastic Al Gilbert and how you met him.
And your start.
Yes. So I was 11 and my mom went up. She actually went up to Daryl. I was at Dance Caravan and I loved his class and his lyrical so much. And my mom, we were just talking about this the other day. My mom's not very pushy. She's not a pushy stage mommy kind of person, but she pushes me. But she doesn't hey, you should, so she had to get all this courage, she said, to go up to Daryl and be like, would you consider, I know you're going to be in town next weekend for Stepping Stones, would you give my daughter an hour private or half an hour private? How much would that cost? He ended up spending 4 hours with me.
That means that you're very talented because he enjoyed it.
Yeah. He charged us obviously for the hour, but I think he spent 4 hours with me. Next day, he invited me to come down. Al saw me. He realized I could tap too, and then that was the beginning. And it was funny. He'd always think I was 5 years older than I was. We'd be goofing around. I'm 13 or 14 years old. I'd be goofing around with Daryl in the airport, and he's like, couldn't we all just be adults right now? Al would say this, and I'd be like, but I'm only 14 years old.
Oh, that's too cute.
Well, so now you teach, though. You teach over with Daryl.
Yeah, I teach at Redders, and it's redderworld.com.
It is
right?
redderworld.com.
Redders Academy of Dance in Agora Hills. I teach their pro tap on Tuesdays at 6:30.
Now, and is that an open class so people could come?
I could. I'm sure we could figure that out.
Okay, so if you're interested, if you're in town, if you're visiting, you can get a hold of Brooke on Facebook, or you could probably go to Red World and you could ask to say you heard it on the Infinite Dancecast and can I come?
Get it.
But if you say you heard it on the Infinite Dancecast, they're not going to give you a discount. It's not like one of those things.
We're not saying that.
Yeah.
We're not saying that.
Just come and play. We'll have fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, Brooke is a great, you're just a pleasure to be around. And I'm not just saying that because, I was extremely nervous to work with this girl.
He was so nervous. I was like, what are the rumors about me?
Well, it's just...
I know.
It's just that camp, Kevin, Marcel, Brooke, and I had never met you, and I was like, I don't know who Brooke is. I can't look her up. I got to look her up on YouTube, see what we're going to be doing, but, you're just, you have it together, and whether or not you were screaming on the inside because you had to do this show yourself for the first time, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good compliment.
That's a show of professionalism.
It's all jobs that you think are small that are setting you up to win in those kinds of situations.
It's so true.
I went to Guatemala for years, and I set in 1 week 15 tap pieces to all different levels.
Wow!
In 1 week, I'd have 2.5, 3 hours to set a piece and stage it. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Okay, everyone in Hollywood's connected to Kevin Bacon within 6 steps. Here is your life, Brooke Paulsen-Zelus.
You can't look; you just have to listen.
Okay.
You were in the Nikki Cox show.
Yes.
With Nikki Cox. Who was in on set the making of A Christmas Wedding Tale with Tom Arnold, who's in We Married Mango with Kevin Bacon.
Wow.
3 steps?
Well, yeah, 3 steps. But you could also connect yourself to Melissa Joan Hart because you're in Sabrina the Teenage Witch with her.
Yes.
Who was in 9 Dead with Mark Macaulay, who was in Wild Things with Kevin Bacon.
I love this, that you do this.
Yeah, well, this is because...
What kind of time do you have, Nick?
All the time in the world, Brooke.
No, he does it like
You
at
don't
3 a.m.
I don't.
We just finished traveling together, and we
literally
just
just
don't
got
stop.
back.
Yeah. Okay.
In lieu of Kenny Wormald doing the Kevin Bacon role in Footloose, we're doing a Kenny Wormald number. All right, you were in Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart, who was in Recess, School's Out with Kevin Michael Richardson.
Kevin Michael Richardson.
Well, he was in Clerks 2 with Kenny Wormald.
Oh.
So there you go.
So is her Kenny Wormald is a 2?
No, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
Oh, you're a 3-3.
Yeah, it's a 3-3.
It's a 9. I don't know what that means, but...
I don't know, but we'll have to look that up.
Well, you're a 10 in our book.
Hey.
A 10.
Which is a 1, which is a new beginning.
Yes.
Which is...
amazing.
It's a lot more math than we're supposed to be doing on this show.
Yeah, I can only count to 8.
That's right. Or
but you got
4.
a lot of E-andas.
Or 6.
E-andas.
Brooke, you're absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Yay.
We want to send a special thank you to our producers, Michael, Be Afraid, Be Very Afraid, Benicos, and Janae, Middle for Diddle Mercedes, for producing our show.
We're Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. Remember, all our episodes are absolutely free to download on iTunes. Make sure you check us out.
But most of all, we want to thank you, the listener, because remember, without you, only our mothers would be listening.
And Brooke's mom, too.
And Brooke's mom, too.
Yay, there's 3.
Only our 3 mothers would be listening.
Yes.
All right, well, I guess that's the end of the show.
Brooke, would you like to say goodbye?
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for coming in. Come in anytime and hang out with us.
Oh, thank you. I will. I'm going to live here. I'm going to move in.
Perfect.
Episode 61 is in the books.
Yeah, baby. We'll see you next week.